You've been training chest for months, maybe years. You show up, you press, you do the reps, you go home. And every time you look in the mirror, same chest, flat, unchanged. Like the training isn't even registering. You're not lazy. You're not skipping sessions. You're doing the work. So why isn't it working? Because you're not actually training your chest. You think you are. Your arms are moving. The weight is going up and down. But your chest muscle, the pectoralis major, is barely involved in what you're doing. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why. 5 reasons your chest refuses to grow. Not generic tips. The actual mechanical reasons your muscle isn't firing the way it needs to. Fix these, and the chest you've been chasing for 2 years starts showing up in 8 weeks. Let's go. Reason 1. Your shoulder blades aren't moving. Start here because this is the one nobody talks about. Watch anyone do a bench press or a push-up. Their arms move, weight goes up, weight comes down. Looks like a chest exercise. Now watch their shoulder blades. Frozen, not moving at all. That's the problem. Here's the mechanism. Your pec major has 2 jobs. It presses the arm forward, and it pulls the arm across the body, that squeezing motion at the top of the rep. But it can only fully contract if your shoulder blade moves with it. Specifically, it needs to protract, to slide forward and out around your rib cage as your arms come together. If your shoulder blades are locked, either pinned back on a bench or just rigid from habit, your chest never reaches full contraction. Every rep is a partial rep. Every set is half a set. You've been leaving the most important 2 inches of the movement untouched. Every single time. The fix. At the top of every press, don't just lock your elbows. Push further. Let your shoulder blades spread apart. Round your upper back slightly. Feel your chest squeeze all the way through. That sensation you just felt, that's what a full rep actually is. You've been skipping it your entire training career. Reason 2. You're pressing with your front delts. This one is costing you more chest growth than you realize. Your front delt, the front of your shoulder, is a pressing muscle, strong one, and it wants to take over every horizontal press you do. Most people let it. Here's what that looks like. You set up on the bench. You unrack the bar. Your shoulders roll forward slightly. Your elbows flare. You press, and the front of your shoulder does most of the work, while your chest sits there doing almost nothing. You feel a pump in your shoulder. You think you trained chest. You trained shoulder. The fix is a setup issue. Before you press anything, retract your shoulder blades. Pull them together and down. Think, shoulder blades into your back pockets. Now, arch your chest up toward the bar. Your sternum should be the highest point of your torso. This position puts your chest in front of your shoulder, mechanically. Now when you press, the chest has to do the work because it's in the dominant position. Elbows at 45 to 75 degrees. Not flared wide, not tucked completely. Somewhere in between, depending on your structure. Press from that setup. Feel the difference immediately. Your shoulders will feel less. Your chest will feel more. That's the direction you want. Reason 3. You're not taking the muscle to a true stretch. Your chest grows at the bottom of the rep. Not the top. The bottom. This is where mechanical tension is highest. This is where the muscle is lengthened under load. And this is the part most people rush through faster than any other part of the movement. They bounce the bar off their chest. They stop 2 inches above it. They use a range of motion that keeps the muscle comfortable, which means it never has a reason to adapt. Here's the biology. Muscle growth is driven by mechanical tension and metabolic stress. Both are maximized when a muscle is taken to a full stretch under load and brought back through a full contraction. Cut off the stretch, you cut off a significant portion of the growth signal. The fix. Control the descent. 2 to 3 seconds down. Let the bar come all the way to your chest, or your hands come all the way to chest level, on push-ups, and feel the stretch across your pec at the bottom. Don't bounce. Don't rush. Sit in the stretched position for 1 second. That 1 second is where the growth lives. Most people have never actually felt their chest stretch under load. The first time you do this correctly, you'll understand immediately why your chest hasn't been responding. Reason 4. Your rep speed is destroying your results. This one is going to sting. I can watch you do 20 bench press reps in 30 seconds. Bar flying up. Gravity doing the work on the way down. Momentum carrying the movement. Your muscles barely involved for most of it. That's not training. That's moving a bar back and forth. Your chest doesn't count reps. It counts time under tension, the total duration your muscle is working against resistance. And when you throw the weight up and drop it back down, time under tension is almost zero. This is why people bench press for years and have nothing to show for it. A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that slower tempos, specifically longer eccentric phases on the way down, produced significantly greater muscle activation than faster rep speeds at the same weight. The fix: 2 to 3 seconds on the way down, 1 second pause at the bottom, 1 to 2 seconds pressing back up. Every rep should take 4 to 6 seconds total. Yes, that means you use less weight. Good. Less weight with full tension builds more muscle than heavy weight with zero tension. Every time. Ego wants the number. Your chest wants the time. Pick one. Reason 5. You're not using the right exercises for your weakness. This is the one that separates people who understand training from people who just show up. Most men train chest with the same 3 exercises forever. Flat bench, incline bench, maybe a cable fly if they feel like it. And they wonder why the inner chest is flat, why the upper chest doesn't pop, why the lower chest has no definition. Different parts of the pec major respond to different angles and movements. The clavicular head upper chest is best targeted by incline pressing and high cable flies pulling downward. The sternocostal head, the bulk of the chest, responds to flat pressing and mid-cable work. The lower fibers respond to decline angles and cables pulling upward. If you only flat bench, you're only partially developing the muscle. Worse, if you skip isolation work entirely, you're never creating the specific tension at end range that cables and flies produce. Barbells and dumbbells are great for loading, but cables keep tension on the chest through the entire range of motion, especially at the point of peak contraction, exactly where barbells lose tension because the bar is directly above the joint. The fix: build your chest training around a press and a cable movement every session. Hit multiple angles across the week. Flat and incline, mid-cable and high cable. Add a dumbbell fly or a machine fly for the full stretch under load. You don't need more volume. You need smarter coverage. Here's what's actually been happening. Every session you showed up. Every session you pressed. Every session your front delts took over. Your shoulder blades stayed frozen. Your reps were too fast. Your range of motion stopped short. And you hammered the same angle for the 100th time. Your chest had no reason to grow. You never gave it a real stimulus. That changes today. Before your next chest session, run through this. Set up with shoulder blades back and down, chest tall. Press at 45 to 75 degrees. Slow the descent. Reach the full stretch. Push all the way through to protraction at the top. Feel the squeeze. One set done right will feel more like chest training than your last 10 sessions combined. Do that. Then come back here and tell me in the comments how long have you been training chest, and what did you just feel that you've never felt before? I want to see the responses on this one. Next video I'm covering the shoulder mistake that's making your upper body look narrow no matter how much you train. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Send this to the guy who benches 3 times a week and still has a flat chest. He needs it more than you do.